Today, we want to talk about me and John and in what John is calling indicators. Yes, indicators. Possible indicators that your twin flame or another powerfully connected spirit, a friend, a spouse, or someone who's crossed over, is trying to be close with you and make you aware that they are there, right? What made you decide on this topic? Because just before I whacked you on the butt. Right. With your own hand. Right. That was a common indicator. I had no idea that I was. I knew I was whacking myself on the butt. Okay. Let me start from the beginning. For most of my life, I had these weird things that would come and go. We'll start with the whack on the butt because that's what jogged John into bringing this up and wanting to talk about this. I had what I thought was just a quirk, a habit of like when I would stand up from my desk and get ready to do something new, like when I was working as a secretary or if I was working in my musician capacity. But if I would take a break, usually this is when it would happen. I would stand up and give myself a really powerful whack on the butt with one or both hands. Yeah. And, and I'd be like, oh, oof, okay. Let's move on. Whatever. It would give me like a push. This gesture, and I didn't really think much of it. I always thought it was just only me. This is what it is. And the butt whack is now something that John is just informing me it was him. Today, I had not made that correlation and probably wouldn't have if John didn't tell me that today. Just before, when I finished playing some keyboard and I was getting ready to get lunch ready, I whacked myself on the butt. And John at that, and I didn't pay any attention to it, but John said, "That's me." Just like that, he said, "That's me, Lena." And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's you." All these years whacking me, and why do you do it? Why have you done that? And he said, because it's just my way of number one, getting my jollies whacking you on the butt. Any kind of contact gets me happy. But not only that, it was my way of telling you, okay, you've worked hard, take a break now. But usually you didn't see it that way because that's not your nature. And you would always quickly move on to something else to keep you crazy busy because that's just the way Lena operates. But I was trying to tell her, okay, like here's that whack, right? Whack that butt, take a break. But she usually just went on to the next thing, and I would just be laughing to myself, oh, well, take more than a whack on the butt to stop this girl, right? So I haven't thought of that gesture, that very common gesture of mine, in a very long time. But now I know for certain that it was John. It absolutely makes sense. Knowing his personality now, as well as I do, and his mannerisms toward me, and the liberties that he takes with me physically are very affection based, and that butt whack absolutely is. So, John, that's kind of a nice bit of news. Thank you. That's okay. Then there's one that's not so great. It's a hand spasm. It's especially in my right hand. Like this rictus would come over my right hand. And that was John trying to hold my hand, right? That would be John trying to hold my hand. And sometimes it would happen while I was working musically. And I would be like, oh my God, what is this? This is some type of arthritis setting in. Like, my hand is like frozen in this position. And then it would just unlock. Like, the minute I would start having panicky thoughts about what was happening to my hand, it would just loosen and it would be fine. And I tried not to think about it because I tend to be kind of a hypochondriac anyway, and I just was like, what the hell is that? And that was John trying to hold my hand. So now what he does when John wants to hold my hand, first of all, he told me about that about 10 years ago. So the hand rictus thing makes sense for 10 years already. But he doesn't do that really anymore. Once in a while, once in a blue moon, he'll do it. If I'm in a full-blown panic about something, or he really wants to get my attention in a big way to calm me down, he will give me that hand spasm and I will stop and we'll talk. But if he just wants to affectionately and lovingly hold my hand, now he just very gently squeezes my left hand. And it's just the sweetest little squeeze. And it's unmistakable. And he doesn't let go. And he just keeps holding it. And my hand will curl like this and just stay in that position for as long as I'll let him. He'll hold my hand until she finds something to do, and then I have to let go so that she can type or write or something. Right, because I'm left-handed, so predominantly. But we're both ambidextrous because of the twin flame connection. So what's another thing that you do we know about the channeling. We talked about that I would say things like to you, statements like, I love you so, I want to be with you, you're so beautiful. Right, and these things would pop out of my mouth at weird times. I was always by myself when it happened. Usually at work or something, looking in the mirror and combing my hair between coffee breaks, and all of a sudden I would blurt out, gorgeous. Or suddenly I would blurt out, I want to be with you. And those were the most weirdest times for me, the most kind of creepiest, because I was like, why do I keep doing this? Am I nuts? Am I like a psycho narcissist and I don't know it? Because I'm not a conceited person, and I don't think that I'm particularly gorgeous. No matter what John says to me, I will never think that I am really one of these really stunning women. I'm not unpleasant to look at, I don't think, but, to say that to myself seems completely retarded, and it's not in her nature. So I would try to control myself and not say that so much because I could see it would upset her a little bit. But she didn't seem to mind the butt whacking. So I did a lot of butt whacking. Right. So just to let you know that these are like the little weird things that happen. Another thing that Johnny does is when he would get sexually excited, he jiggles his right leg, and that manifests in me. And here's the thing, I don't feel sexually excited while that leg starts jiggling. I don't feel his sexual excitement. I just feel this sense of agitation and, oi, why is this leg jiggling like this? This is kind of annoying. And I thought that was a tick. And John said, no, it is me. And it's when I'm looking at you a lot and you're looking particularly beautiful to me, and that's when my leg starts to go. And there's even film footage of Johnny at interviews where his leg would start to go. Because he says at those times in the Beatle days, I'd be whispering in his ear and it would be getting him excited. And he would start jiggling his leg. And as a matter of fact, so I understand now the leg jiggle. And I don't think this is too graphic, is it? No, it's just what it is, right? It's just what it is. This is all part of it. This is the natural twin flame energy going back and forth. So only very recently, I would say in 2014, 15, John told me about the leg jiggle. so that I would understand it better. And he still does it, but he doesn't really have to do it as often because now that the connection is made between us, so he's happy we can just hug any time, and he knows that I'm with him, and he doesn't get frustrated or agitated anymore. So the leg thing doesn't happen so much, but I thought it was kind of cute and very funny. So we even wrote a song called My Leg Has a Mind of Its Own. And you want to sing a little bit of it? Yeah. Well, my leg has a mind of its own, and it lies very close to the bone. And my heartstrings won't leave me alone, 'cause my leg has a mind of its own. Whoa, I'm not one to beg. That's not what I do. So if you please just pull my leg, I'll be glad to pull yours too. Well, my leg has a mind of its own, and it lies very close to the bone. And my heartstrings won't leave me alone, 'cause my leg has a mind of its own. My leg has a mind. My leg has a mind. My leg has a mind of its own. Great, Lena, yeah. And we have that pretty professionally recorded. It's on our Broadjam site. We'll attach the link here. So I think that's all we want to talk about this afternoon, right? Yes, there are other manifestations as well, but this is a good start. So let's actually think about doing an interview with this. I think Ashante Veda could come up with some good questions with regard to these types of phenomenon, our own experiences that we've just related, as well as what other people might possibly be experiencing on the supernatural front. As I said on my album cover in quite an esoteric way, on my Walls and Bridges album cover, I quoted in very small letters at the bottom of the album cover, "Possession is 9/10 of the problem." It's a play on of the original quote, "Possession is 9/10 of the law," but I put that on it, "Possession is 9/10 of the problem," and I thought, well, let them figure it out. Me and Lena know what that means. Absolutely. Well, praise be God and Mother. This has been a fun little chat, and we'll be back later to talk some more about all kinds of stuff, right, honey? That's right. I love you. I love you too, baby.